What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel and thank you for tuning back in. As always, tell me something good. Today I just wanted to bring a story to you guys. I wanted to talk about something that was the hardest thing for me to learn in life. And I sat down thinking about it, to be honest. It just kind of came to my head. I was trying to think of ideas, and I started thinking about things that were really challenging for me, things that I had to learn, things that took me some time to learn. And the one thing that really came in mind was that, whatever I received in the world was an effect of whatever I was given to myself. And so, if you want to receive something, you first got to give it. But not necessarily giving it out onto other people. I mean, yes, of course, you have to. Or really, it depends on certain circumstances. But for example, love. I struggled with love for a long time. And I feel like this is an effect from my childhood days. I had a lot of trauma coming up and things that I didn't really understand were living inside of me, and they were affecting me as well. And they kept affecting me because I never paid any mind to it. Really, I didn't know it was there. And this is because, as humans, we try to avoid things. We try to mask things and kind of try and forget that they're even there. And this happens a lot with trauma. And there's many ways you can try to mask it. I'm not going to go over the details, but I was living in a certain way that it was subconsciously a way of masking that trauma, that pain that I had inside from love. And what do I mean? Growing up as a kid, I was emotionally neglected. At least that's how I felt. I'm not gonna throw everything on my parents. They did the best that they could, and we all can do better. We all can learn something. I mean, it's not like parents are prepared. It's not like they're ready. It's not like they've been through this. They have one kid and it's like, okay, this is it. And I was the third one, so I mean, they had a little bit of experience, so maybe I will throw a little more on my parents. But I can't sit here and be pointing the finger. Things happen the way they happened, and we can't go back and change them. And so back to the story, I was living with a lot of pain and hurt from those days, and that was living inside of me. And what I wanted to talk about with love was I couldn't seem to find that love in the world. In some way or form, I was seeking that love. And I was seeking that love in a lot of places. A lot of it was the wrong places. But there was something inside of me that was missing, and I needed to try to find it. What did I do? I went all over the world. I looked up and down, left and right, backwards, ahead. I looked everywhere and I couldn't find it. I looked in many people, many places, lifestyles, activities, you name it. Just going down the rabbit hole. And I ended up getting lost. And getting lost, I didn't know where I was. I didn't know where I was headed. I was kind of just like I don't know if this is a good example, like a rock in space, you know? You don't really have much control. You're just going from whichever direction you came, space threw you this way, and now you're just floating that way. And that's how I felt like I was. I was just floating on. Many times there was an obstacle and I couldn't do anything but just ram right into it. And so running into these obstacles, it hurt. Because obviously I'm not a rock, I'm a human being and I have feelings. And it hurt, you know, and I had to go through a lot of hurt trying to find this love. I started to get more into a spiritual self, and I had something to look forward to. I had something that I believed could not hurt me. I was wrong. And I say I'm wrong because there's a lot of spiritual things out there that aren't for the good of us. It's a lot of tricks, a lot of deceit. But God gave us the gift of discernment. And with time, I was able to discern the bad from the good and be able to choose the good to my own liking. Because a lot of people would choose the bad to their own liking. But something looked more appealing in the good. And I started seeking that. It started bringing me on a journey where it was not easy because this journey dealt with the truth. It wasn't no more trickery. It wasn't no more games. No more lies. It was the truth. And looking into the truth, I saw that, you know, inside of me was a lot of hurt, a lot of pain, and I didn't like what I was seeing. I didn't like who I was seeing. And once we know the truth, we can't go back. And that was the case for me. I couldn't go back. I knew there was only one way, and that was forward. And moving forward, I had to do things differently. I had to manage my time differently. I had to invest differently. And I started investing more time in myself. And this is where give to receive comes in. I started to give that love to myself. And instead of giving it to something else, someone else, and hoping I got the same back, I gave that to myself and I did get the same back. I received love from myself. It's called self-love. And at first I didn't know how to deal with it. I didn't know how to manage this love. I didn't know how to properly love myself. And this love was sometimes a little hard to take because I felt within like I didn't deserve it. Why? Because, you know, I'm my hardest critic, my worst critic. And all the trauma and all the mistakes and whatever that's in the past would try to come up from somewhere and try to, you know, enter my mind and bring me to a place where I hadn't been in a long time. And what I learned is that it doesn't have to be that way, because same as we have the gift of discernment, we have the gift of power. And I had the gift to give power to certain things. And I knew that these thoughts and these past events, I didn't want to give power to that anymore. I needed to give power to the journey I was in now, to the truth that I was seeing, to the person that I wanted to be. And so it took some time, and I'm not saying that I'm perfectly there, that I've reached the ultimate point. Because in life, I don't think there is an ultimate point, you know? You have a baseline, and you can either go down or you can go up. And a lot of times, it's not going to be down all the time or up all the time. It's going to be going up and down. But as long as you see that you are, with time, steadily going up, I think that's the most important thing. You shouldn't think about, I'm not up right now. You know, you should think about, I'm not down right now. You should think about, I'm looking forward to going up once again. And that's what I was looking forward to. And this journey brought that for me. And this self-love caressed me and held me. And giving that to myself, I was finally able to receive the love that I've been looking for my whole time. My whole life. Not only that, but I found more love in the world. Because, like I said earlier, to receive you gotta give, and the things that you put into the world in here, is what you'll receive in the outside world. It's what you'll manifest. And I manifested a lot of love. I manifested love within my family, love that I hadn't felt before. Or that I hadn't realized before. Because before, I would be manifesting negativity. They don't love me. I don't love me. And this is exactly what I would see everywhere. But now that I say, I love me, I can say they love me. And I see that love. And so now I receive it. Now I feel it. And I found love in family, friends. I found love in a partner. And I found love in the most important thing, and that's the reason why I'm here. I'm here as the Son of God, to serve Him, to look up at Him, to follow Him. To give my everything to Him. And in doing so, I receive everything, anything that I want. But the most important thing that I receive is the love from life. And I love the life I live. And I live the life I love. And there's only one thing to keep doing, and that's just giving that to myself. But that was my story. Kind of speaking pretty slowly because, I don't have these things planned out, but I'm glad that I was able to talk about this. And I hope you enjoy the content as well. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.